Welcome to Bear Lifestyle, the podcast where we speak up and speak out about all taboo topics and make them normal and acceptable.
You are invited to be curious, to try something new, and stay open to provocative perspectives.
I'm Simona Spark, a best-selling author, international speaker, transformational coach, and so many other things. Beyond anything else, I'm a woman who stopped following other people's rules and started creating my own.
I'm Carolyn Marcos, a life coach on a mission to break the labels and expectations that others place on us. I am a woman who used to hate her own body until I dared to become the sexy goddess I am today.
In this space, we are going to get naked by stripping away insecurities, self-judgments, and all kinds of limitations, and reach in for the essence of who we really are, Bear.
Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving. Let's begin.
Trigger it is, she said.
Yes, triggers it is. Hello, beautiful.
Hi, gorgeous. Hello, everyone. We
And welcome
celebrate
back.
you.
Ooh, look at that. Nice.
Oh, with the rosette that you left that in my house. Thank you so much, by the
You're
way.
very welcome.
It
You're
took me a
very
month to find it, but
I hid it in the refrigerator for you.
I never look on the shelf with the alcohol. So that's that.
It's a nice one. I like it.
Well, while we just jump on and it's like where we are called today, what will be the topic? And then Carolyn something, I'm like, I don't like that. She was like, did I trigger you? I'm like, trigger it is.
So we're here because triggers are present like every single day of our lives. There's always something somebody says, an action that somebody has, maybe a body language that somebody uses and their words don't match that body language. You know, all of these things can trigger us, but also when we're going through our own healing, we can be triggered by things as well. So yeah, triggers are really present.
I
Really.
think that whatever the topic might be, trigger is always going to be embedded into the topic, into the fabric of whatever subject, really. And I'm just curious. I know that you have a photo shoot yesterday, and I also know that something happened there. I don't know what. So here we are. Would you share with us?
Sure. So I've been doing a lot of body image work, and through that body image work, I try to stretch myself on a daily basis. And yesterday we were doing a photo shoot, and there was a mirror that Sonia decided she wanted to use to take some photographs with. And so I was sitting in front of the mirror, but I was kind of back away from it. So I was very comfortable away from it. But as I got closer, I started to have tears. And at first I didn't understand it. Why am I being triggered by my own image in the mirror? I'm not here anymore. What's happening? What I came to realize is what I was being triggered by was not what I was seeing. It was what I wasn't seeing. I wasn't seeing all of the nasty words that had been used against me. I wasn't seeing my own self-sabotage. I think for the first time, and I'm feeling it now. I think for the first time I actually saw myself, and without all of the extras. And it really it triggered me really deeply, and it set me into this space where I needed to kind of rest and digest all of that. And even today, I'm still feeling like I'm in this rest and digest, understanding that the girl that I see in the mirror is truly me now. And and she's she's different than the person that I've seen in the mirror all of these years. And
She's fucking amazing. Can we just call it? She's amazing. She's powerful. She's fantastic.
thank you.
We all
Um,
are.
Yes, we all are. And I think that's the thing that I want other people to, our listeners and those people who become involved. I want them to understand that when we start to go through all of this work, there's going to be things that are going to trigger us. There's going to be things that are going to want to pull us away or pull us closer. And
Mhm,
this was one of those situations where I was being pulled closer to who I actually am and not farther away from who I'm trying to be. Um, and so yeah, it was just, I was moved, and it was some really amazing photos came out of that. And I will, absolutely be using those, um, because I think they set a mood, they set a tone, they set a space for other people to understand that it's okay for us to have all of these feelings about what is going on and allow the triggers to happen, to love them, respect them, and get really curious. It's like, okay, so what does this mean for me in this space now?
mhm.
So I think that's where I've been.
I love it. I love it. And I don't even care if people believe it or not, but I was going through the same experience the other day. I took a lot of pictures in my bikini, in the water, in the ocean, and didn't take the time to look at the pictures that we took. So last night I was just like selecting what are the pictures that I like, delete the ones that they're just like off or whatever. And I found this particular one where I'm actually like holding my body with so much love and pride. And when I saw that picture, like I don't remember what happened in that minute, but when I saw the picture, I was just like tearing up. It's like, oh my God, it took me 40 plus years to actually not only love my body but appreciate it. Like this
Exactly.
body that I get to live in is
Hmm.
freaking amazing. It's delicious. It's beautiful. It gets to do amazing things. It has the power to heal, has the power to create another human,
Right?
has the power and the ability to receive pleasure.
Oh, yes.
It's it letting me know where the danger is and where the pain is, and it protects me. And I was just like, I had all this like rushing in, like so intense and so deep. And I just opened a document. I usually work with the document when I put my thoughts for, making a post or sharing in newsletters or whatever. And I just, the whole document is just words like mother, woman, sex, orgasm, pain. It's just like, or
Yeah,
like all the things that our body got to do, and yet we forget.
we
We are
do.
choosing to tune into all the judgments and insecurities that are not even ours, is other people place on us. And unfortunately, they place it on us for so long and so often that we actually start to believe them. And
Exactly.
now we are like fully grown adults that we are doing so much work and we are investing so much money to unpack all that and get back to who we really are bare. Just like
Exactly.
simply beautiful, simply amazing, regardless of the shape, of the color, of the size, of like, it doesn't fucking matter. Look at everything that your body gets to do.
Right. Right. For me, it's been a process of reinventing, who I thought I was, and then it became a process of, I'm not even reinventing this woman. I'm just getting to know who she truly is, who she has been underneath all of that. And so when I was sitting there in that moment and just seeing me without all of the rest of it, I was just like, I was really touched. I didn't understand it in the moment, because when I was sitting back away from myself, I felt like I was fine, but as I got closer to myself, I felt like all of this emotion just come to the surface. And it was almost as if I had at that moment said goodbye to who I had been for 55 years, and saying hello as I move into my 56th year to this new incredible person who's able to do so many things that she never allowed herself to do, and to say things that I never allowed myself to say before, so, but there's a beauty in being triggered. We get to understand, it's like, okay, so why did that trigger me? Oh, let me take that in for a minute. Why did that word trigger me? Oh, where did that come from? What baggage do I need to unpack around that?
Mhm.
So that's why I really have come to a place where I love my triggers,
Yeah.
because they give me something to really get curious about, to wonder, where did this come from and why do I still have it? Do I need to keep it, or do I get to throw it in the trash? Because I love firing things and throwing things out and getting rid of stuff and pulling things off. And so that's why I really enjoy the trigger part of where I am at this point. I didn't enjoy it before because it
Right.
was painful. It hurt a lot. But
And that's beautiful and very well said. As we evolve and we just go to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, things are happening, because that's I don't know, it's recipe of life, or I don't know. It's like we are keep going through the same experience over and over again, but we perceive it differently. So what used to be a trigger that caused pain becomes a trigger that causes curiosity, becomes a trigger that is just give us a contrast to really redefine what is it that we want instead. So it's supporting our desires, and it's just like the trigger is trigger is trigger. It's doing the same thing. It stop us for a second. It's like, what's happening? But then how we feel about it get to be different, because we are a different person and we are on a different level on our evolution. And yes, mama, love the triggers. I know we talked about it before a couple times, and we will still going to talk about it, because if you could only do one thing in your evolution and in your healing, in your growing, in your going after your dreams, is to just have that shift in how you perceive the triggers and just let them be who they are, just signals, invitations for you to look in, to look of the parts that are really called to come out of the hiding.
exactly. Exactly. When we get to come out of hiding, it's so amazing what happens. Because you don't realize how small you play yourself in your own life. And yesterday at the photo shoot, I was told, take up space, just be you, take up space. If your legs need to move, then move them. If you need to breathe into the space that you are, then just do that, to take up the space, because we weren't here to live in a really small container. We were here to live in the entire world,
Mm-hmm.
and the air that we get to breathe in, and our body being the amazing body that it is, gives us the opportunity to receive and live in pleasure, live in desire, live in our bare fullness, and when we do that, like the space that we end up taking up, it's so much bigger and it feels good, like my body likes to stretch, it likes to take up space, it likes to take deep breaths.
100%. It's like with every breath that we take, it's just like we are taking in life, and with every exhale, we just releasing what we no longer need in our body. I mean, how simple is that, and how profound
Very
at the same
simple.
time.
Yeah, I think that's where we get stuck so many times, is because it sounds so simple, but our brain likes to bring us into this, oh, it's too complex. Oh, there's too many pieces to it, when there's really not.
And I think that is the journey, really. And like in this whole bear experience, the journey of getting into the space where we understand, we know, we accept that everything that we need to know, it's in. We already have it. And before we listen to anybody else, it's actually to listen to ourselves. Our body is so freaking intelligent. The fact that we go to sleep and while we sleep most of our organs get to be regenerated, that if you take a second, that's just freaking mind-blowing.
Right?
It's mind-blowing.
It is.
The
And during that,
fact that you scratch your skin and you could watch it healing,
yep,
mind-blowing.
right. And that our brain, when we're sleeping, is downloading all of our information, and it's taking the things out that were unnecessary noise in our lives, and just to make that more complete, and then to store it for us.
The capacity of going through such a deep trauma that the brain is just going to lock that into a corner for you to don't remember so you could survive. The going through so much abuse, emotional, physical, just name it, and then the body finds a way to heal those wounds, to store that trauma somewhere so you could keep on going and you could survive. It's just all of it, all of it.
Yep.
And for
We are
what?
amazing.
For us to live a full life.
Yeah.
So maybe with this episode, the invitation is to stop listening to everybody that is judging. Stop listening to everybody that is telling you in any kind of sort of shape and form that you are less than.
Right.
Like, just stop listening to these people and just listen to your own body and look. You have hundreds and thousands of evidence. You've been living life already. You have so many evidence of where your body take care of you.
Yep.
Don't you think it's time for you to take care of your body
Exactly.
and honor it and respect it and love it and be proud of it?
When we do that, our body gets to love us right back. Absolutely, 100%. Love us right back.
Is that the new definition of self-love?
I think so. I think so, because that word gets so changed in so many areas of life. It's like, why can't we just understand that loving ourselves is the most important thing that we could do on a daily basis? We love ourselves enough to give ourselves a drink of water when we're thirsty. We love ourselves enough to go to the refrigerator and grab something to eat when we're hungry. We love ourselves. We do this for everybody else in our life. When we leave ourselves out of that equation, that's not self-love. That's not loving who you are. So I've started listening to all of those things. If a piece of clothing is uncomfortable, don't wear it again.
Mhm.
Your body does not love it on your person. So listen to it, honor it. If your bra is pinching you in all of the wrong places, throw the dang thing out. These are all the things that I'm starting to learn and understand, that for so long I fit myself into, or I conformed to, or felt that I needed to, just because somebody else said something. That's not loving me. Loving me is getting up. It's listening to what my body needs. I couldn't get up at 6:30 this morning. My body wasn't ready at 6:30 this morning. You
Yeah.
know, when I need my cup of coffee, my body's going to tell you need your cup of coffee now. Can you just stop everything else that you're doing?
Yeah.
When we start to do that, when we start to care for who we are, that is self-love. That is when we are truly at the basics, at the very, very start of truly loving ourselves, because our body is talking to us all the time. Are you listening?
Yes, I love it. I love it. So the invitation is, as I like to give homeworks or assignments or whatever, to make a list of things that you know that your body is telling you, things that your body is telling you, I don't like that. And just sit with it. You don't need to do anything about it. Just to acknowledge all of the things that your body is telling you, I don't want it, and yet you force it in. And it could be as simple as, I will give you my own example. I cannot stand, and when I say I, my body, tags on clothing. I have a super sensitive skin, which serves me so well in so many spaces. But when I put a piece of clothing on that has a tag, it's just like it's stabbing me. So first thing I do when I purchase something, I take the tags off. And I was not once that I hear from boyfriends or partners or friends or whatever, like, you are so picky. And I found myself excuses and explanations for why I'm not picky, but it's really bothering me. Like, oh, you're so sensitive, you know? And finally get to a point like, I am sensitive and I'm proud of it.
Right.
I am sensitive and I'm getting the most pleasure out of my sensitivity. I am sensitive, so I'm gonna cut the damn tag off because I want to be comfortable in my own clothes. My body is telling me that stab me, take it out, right?
Yes.
So it could be as simple as that. And of course, we could go as wide as and deep as you're ready to go into allowing other people to say or do things to you that you're not in an agreement with, just to keep things smoothly. And the underneath of everything, in when it's coming to this self-love that you so beautifully explained at Carolyn, and I want to thank you for that, is it's not selfish to put yourself first. It's selfish not to. It's really selfish not to. And don't make it about the ego. Please, for God's sake, do not make it about the ego. Oh my God, I just opened the ego gate. That's where
Yay,
we
because I'm dying to do that. I'm dying
that's
to
where we
open
go
that.
next.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
you guys. That's where we invite you in the next episode to like really redefine and have a different perspective of what ego is, what selfishness is. I can't even say that word because it doesn't belong in my vocabulary anymore.
Oh.
Like I don't want to use it anymore. It's like that's just it's not for me. It doesn't belong in my world. Um, but I do love my ego, and I'm eager to talk about the ego in the next episode. So for now, we're just going to invite you to redefine self-love for yourself and let it be yours. Forget about what everybody's telling you, self-love to do this, self-love to do that. No, make your list. What are the things that my body do not like? Because that you know that better than you know what you like. You know the things that you don't like, and then look at them and say, okay, every time I'm forcing this on my body, I am not loving my body. What can I do instead? It could be as simple as opposite, or it could be as simple as just a tiny little next step. That's what I would like to close. Anything else that you want to add, Miss Carolyn?
Oh, I think that's a beautiful place to close at, because sometimes it just takes us so long just to get to that space where we're willing to acknowledge what we don't want for ourselves any longer. So yeah, do that.
Wonderful. And we celebrate you and we acknowledge you, and we want to tell you that you deserve to love yourself and you deserve to be first. And if that means selfish, you deserve to be selfish. So come
Absolutely.
back in next episode, and it's our intention to shift all that perspective for you.
I love it. Well, next time, see you.
We will love to hear from you. What inspired you? What triggered you? And what interests you?
Do you have questions? Perfect. Get your answers in our Q&A sessions in the Bear Experience Facebook group.
There are many ways for you to join the conversation. You could leave your comments or you could email us.
We can't wait to have you back. Till then, be Bear.
Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving.